Welcome to another edition of Wineglass Family Piano Hour. And this evening, Sunday in Los Angeles, our theme today is musical memories. And it could be any musical memory, but as you could tell by my intro, I'm thinking about show tune musicals. I have definitely got a huge influence in my musical career from musicals, being part of musicals. And we're going to get started shortly, but we're testing the mic and getting ready to have everything dialed in, and we'll welcome you as you come in and say hi. And today, the theme being about musicals specifically. Of course, will take any request that you would like to hear today, and look forward to you saying hi and chiming in with us. We're multi-streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and it's been amazing to be able to share music and take your requests if you have them, and just have some fun together for a couple hours. So, musical memories. I'm talking about the musicals and show tunes and Broadway shows that I've been part of. Not on Broadway. I never made it to Broadway, but I'm referring to my musical education through school. I go back to junior high school when I was first hired. It was one of my very first gigs. In fact, it might have been my first time getting paid to play piano was when I was 12, and instead of the junior high school hiring the usual piano accompanist. Usually it's stereotype, older woman that would play. They hired me. I was 12 years old. I was in 7th grade, and I got paid $50, maybe $100 for the spring concert, and I was able to play in the choir, play for the choir. Now here's the best part. Now our junior high school was rough because there were some bullies, and my brother and I, we both went to, we're twins, we were both obviously in the same grade, and we got made fun of a little bit because we were in the arts and so forth. I was in jazz band, we were in the musicals together, but for the school choir, I believe we were the only boys in the choir, and so it was all girls, 30 girls, and my brother Matt, and me at the piano. And joke was on the kids that made fun of us. Jokes on them because we got to be around all the ladies for a good amount of time. And it was so much fun, really, in these choirs, because this is my first experience with musicals, getting a flavor of some of these show tunes and being part of something and performing in a bigger group. And speaking of a bigger group, here's Miss Melody writing in. So we're about to get started. So basically today what we want to do is I want to go down a little bit of my memory lane of some of the most influential musicals that I've been part of, play some of those songs, and if you'd like to chime in at any time, let me know any musicals you've been part of, because this is actually the heavy part about this. This is of course, it's going to be, fun and light music. It's usually uplifting, a lot of fun. And I mean, you can see my outfit. I've got, come on, am I color coordinator or what? Orange, blue, yellow, right? What do you think, Melody?
I got flowers outfit, and there's a really dark blue background, and I really cleaned my room, but Mama's not sure because it's a crowded walkway. Yeah. But there's really a lot of room in the middle, and for just a little bit of the part when Daddy started, I was playing with my Legos.
She loves her Legos, and she loves playing. We're having a jolly time. She knows it's the Wineglass Family Show now, so she's out and coming on out and making appearances, as you know, if you've been watching. Hi, Mona. It's great to see you again on Facebook there, and I'm seeing Nam Kitiba on YouTube saying hi. Welcome back. So this is our musical memories, and so I just want to, before I get playing, I want to make one more point about right now, that right now, at this time, my heart really aches for the children, and the context being right now, this is the end of April, or about to be in May. This is the time of year that those musical productions go up. Oh my goodness, and junior high schools and colleges across the country, across the world, have their musicals experience canceled. And so, I mean, all of us, we hopefully recover from this eventually. We hopefully make some money back. We've lost money, we've lost business, of course, but those kids, they'll never get these memories back. These memories of being part of something so big, these families that are created from these performances. And it was such a big part of my upbringing. And so my heart just breaks for them and their parents, especially those ages, the high school and even college. Those years are never come back. So with that, I want to share some of my experiences in show tunes and musical theater. And please chime in and let me know if you have any as well. So I'm going to get started. Here's a little medley to get you thinking. We did medleys a lot in those choirs. So this is a show tune, a plethora of show tunes that jump around randomly. Let's get it started. hope you like that musical montage. There are lots of goodies in there, a lot of oldies and classics. I'm having a lot of fun down memory lane of a lot of these musicals and show tunes. I see some requests coming in. Mona, I definitely want to get to some Wicked. So, and it looks like you're changing spots. So I'll play a little cabaret first because I like to get things rolling. Oh, hi, Melody. Oh, you have a special treat.
It has like strawberries and raspberries and cherries in it and chocolate and it's made on the inside and
It's ice cream, ladies and gentlemen.
ice cream.
Yes.
Like fruit ice
And
cream.
it's a hot day. It's a hot day here, so.
And it's also cold,
Yep.
but there's chocolate frosted on the outside to cover it.
Oh, okay. So we're making some adjustments here. We're trying to get the mic just right for all of you. So bear with us. We'll see if that's any better. Okay. Let us know too if how it's sounding out there. Um, in the meantime, this is life is a cabaret. So, you know, grab a table, get a drink. Let's have some fun. Oh, and yeah, you have to stand.
Also, um, it's okay if you want to hear a song. Daddy can play it if you want it.
That's right. I will do my best to play any request you send. We have some Wicked coming up soon, but I'm going to get it started with a little cabaret. All right, there it is. And Amon, if you're on the big screen now, I'm going to play you a little of the Wicked. This is Defying Gravity. Right. I think the only musicals or shows that Melody might be aware of are like maybe the Disney ones. We haven't quite experienced musical theater yet. She was always a little too young. We've gone to some performances, but mostly shows for kids, and I guess the idea of musical theater. Ah, we do. What is your request? I'm going to play one of my friends' requests right now. What do you have? What do you want to hear coming up? Oh, one of the Toy Story songs. Hmm. Okay. Well, I can do that. I can definitely do some Toy Story for you soon. That's kind of like musical. That's like toys doing a lot of musicals. Okay, we'll come back to it. We'll see how it goes. We're on standby on that one. Okay, here's a little Wicked for you. All right, defying gravity. Yes, and we're defying technology. Hopefully, breaking through and having a connection right now in this time. Hope you are enjoying our musical memories. We're still trying. We're still adjusting our musical sounds. So just slightly. Yeah. Oh, okay. My sound girl Kim. She's trying to balance all the levels as we are rolling away. So many musical memories. I hope I get to the some of my favorite ones for you. I was like, wow. I actually been in quite a few shows. Have you been in any shows? Please let me know. I mean, we've all seen shows. We have our favorites. show tunes and songs, but nothing like being part of a family, part of something big that puts on something like several nights in the week, and really growing with people. I mean, I compare it to being in sports, but it's even more of a family. I played basketball, and of course, there's a level of competition where you create a family to win, but there's some other level about being in a production, a whole deeper level of family and commitment to something greater than yourself. And there was no part too small for anybody. I played a small part. I had like one line or no lines in some of the shows, and sometimes I was on the piano, and sometimes I was the musical director. And it didn't matter. Everyone felt equal and included somehow. They say that in sports, but let's be honest. If you're the 12th man on the bench, you're not feeling as equal as the other guys. I've been that too. Yes, Melody, being so patient. Yes, what do you want to share?
I made something for you to eat. And I used something to eat.
Something. Oh, look at this.
It's punch.
It's punch and it's fruit punch.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you. I'll leave it here on my table in case I get hungry. Speaking of getting hungry, I hope you're enjoying your home cooked meals as much as we are. I am very blessed and spoiled to have my own chef. She's also the sound girl and my chef and management, and the list goes on. So I'm very spoiled. She makes amazing food for us, right, Melody? Don't you think? We got really lucky. Yeah, we got real food, not the pretend food. We got the real deal. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's okay. So I'm gonna bust out right now the I think the most successful musical ever on Broadway. It turns out is Phantom of the Opera, and I haven't played Phantom of the Opera. This is our 12th show, I believe. I haven't played Phantom, and I love Phantom of the Opera. I was never in a Phantom of the Opera, but saw the show and did elements of it in different performances and singing groups as well, and accompanying the choir. And this honestly, this blew me away. As in seventh grade, if you had caught the beginning, I had my first job getting to be an accompanist, and I tell this all the time when kids ask or parents ask what advice I'd give or how to help their kid in music, and I say, or what was significant for me, and I say it was this moment of coming out of my comfort zone and not just playing classical music or taking lessons, but it was accompanying a choir, because you're forced to move fast, start to sight read, not just sight read, but improvise and be able to follow the singer and the conductor. And it really took me it broadened my horizon of what music, the possibility of music. So I was able to create and improvise more because I had to, because I had to keep up with the choir. And so I remember some of my first memories was with Phantom of the Opera and playing in the choir. With that, Melody wants to offer me some real food, so we might have this after Phantom of the Opera. Is that a deal? Cool. All right. Without further ado, here's a Phantom of the Opera medley. Enjoy. That's one of my all-time favorites. That medley, and I'm saying hi to Cosmic Dancer over on YouTube is saying that he sang this melody. You sang this melody in your high school choir. Yes, this was an official medley for high school choirs, and I sung it in my junior high school choir. I accompanied the choir doing that exact version, and so that warms my heart that people all over the world have had a similar medley experience. I'm not sure who made the arrangement, but it's of course the four of the songs of Phantom in a really nice medley format. I really like it. I've played that exact medley for, oh my goodness, how long? Um, 20 years? 30 years. Wow, 30 years. Uh, mhm. Oh, oh, since we're on Fan of the Opera, Kim just brought this over to me. This is the program from the Fan of the Opera that I was part of at the Egyptian Theater. But this wasn't just any Fan of the Opera production. This was about 4.5 years ago in 2015. It was the 90th anniversary of Lon Chaney was the original Phantom, and then his son or his right, the big silent movies back in good old 1925 when this was released, and so his grandson, uh, it was Ron Chaney, had recruited me to be to play for the silent film. So the film was going on in the background, and I had the musical score playing to the film, and I also had a violinist with me, and we arranged it to work. And it has not. It was, by the way, so you know, it was none of the Fan of the Opera music. It was completely different back then because this was way before Andrew Lloyd Webber. But it was a whole other experience. And Ben Powell was my violinist, and that was some good memories. So that was probably the latest production I've been part of in my older adult life. But as we're going back in time to our high school days and college days, I'll get to some other shows. So thank you for that. Yeah. All right. Oh, and no, I'm good on cookies right now. But thank you, thank you. Yeah, chips or whatever. Yeah. So let's see. And I found out that my good friend Mason is watching. So hi to you, Mason. Great that you're watching and enjoying right now. Or I know you loved Phantom of the Opera as well, so maybe I can come back and play a little bit more later of Phantom because I know all the music from Phantom, so that's one of my favorites. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna do another medley because I think medleys are great. You get kind of an idea in a short time. You get an idea of a musical. So we're gonna move over to West Side Story. This was very significant for me because I spent a year, my brother and I spent a year in high school. We took our sophomore year, we moved to Utah for a year. That's a long story I won't get into. It was a family changed completely from California to Utah, if you can imagine. So the 1 year I spent in Utah, Salt Lake City, I was blown away by their music department. So I jumped right in. I was writing the music, doing part of the production, and of course they were doing West Side Story. And this, I mean, they had a bigger budget than the California school I was at, but in any case, this was a major production. I couldn't believe what a high school was capable of. So the talent was just sky high, and there was full orchestra, full production of this show, and that was such a joy and an inspiration to be part of. So I was one of the two pianists. I played the first act of the show, and then I went into the audience and watched the second act. So I got the best of both worlds, to be part of it and to watch it. It was just unbelievable. So here's a little medley from West Side Story. I mean, this is some of the greatest music ever written. Leonard Bernstein. It was just unbelievable. So here's a few songs from a West Side Story. Enjoy. Somewhere there's a place for us. Sometime, some way, we'll get through this together. That is a heartfelt song from West Side Story. It's one of the best. Hi. Melody may or may not come back. I'm trying to see. Oh, I see. Yes, we getting being in lockdown can get to us all, can it? We've been getting outside, running and playing and so forth when we can. This weekend we had a wonderful birthday weekend. Thanks everyone again for who joined in for the fun. This is our fourth show in the 1 week, so this is a big week. So I'm really happy to be doing musical memories today, kind of keeping it mostly lively, even though the underlying message is that my heart is just aches for the kids that are not able to be in their musical productions. All the productions that are canceled right now at this time of year, and not just the productions, the prom, everything that goes with our high school experience and college experiences as well. As I got out of college, actually after high school, I continued to get hired to play musicals, to perform musicals, and to be the musical director at certain high schools and various, I guess, theater production companies. So I right away, I guess in my early 20s, I thought, wow, I'm going to be doing a lot of musical theater because it just kind of happened. So I was part of all kinds of musicals like Charlie Brown, The Fantastics, Little Whorehouse in Texas, 1940s Radio Hour. These are all a little more obscure than the big time ones, but definitely great experience with all those songs. So I want to play you some of those, and please feel free to chime in and let me know if there's a musical or production you were part of in your school days, and especially if you're listening. Or professional days too, to any degree, amateur to professional, or just maybe some tunes that you like. And again, I'm open to any song if you have a request, and we always appreciate the virtual tip jar. And so, with that, I am going to move to some of these songs that are memorable for me, and certainly shows I wouldn't have known their existence necessarily at the time if it wasn't for being part of it. So let's do the Fantastics. This was such a lovely show. It warmed my heart to be part of this one. I was the music director at the school, and so responsible for the band. So it was a pretty good job to have at I guess 19. I was in college for my freshman year, and I was also going over to the high school and directing the show. So I felt really grown up. And I was only 1 year older than the leads in the show because they were in high school, and I was just a year older. But I was, the director, so it was super fun. I remember those days. Let's see. Soon it's gonna rain. This is the opposite right now. It just finished raining, and we're in a heat wave. But we'll pretend it's going to rain, and then give you another one of these. Let's see, from the Fantastics. Yes, the Fantastics. I'm going down memory lane. I don't know about you. If you like these songs, these musicals, or if you have any choices, I'd be happy to try and play one of your requests. I don't musical never ended up being my major focal point. So this is just probably a period in my life that I'm really grateful that I had. I'm very thankful I had these experiences in my. It absolutely was monumental to my, or I should say, instrumental to my musical development for sure. So. And as we moving on, I'm going to play. This is I'm going to play Les Miserables, a medley. I love playing from Les Miserables, and it is, although it's not an uplifting musical, it's just very powerful music. And I remember I was at the San Francisco Conservatory in the summer in my seventh and eighth grade year taking high school, or I was taking college level music theory classes. I was very proud of that in eighth grade. And we were also doing musical theater, and this was some of that. We did parts of these experiences. So I'm remembering this is going way back to Les Miserables in its early days. And without further ado, here is a medley from Les Miserables. All right, everyone joining in on Les Miserables. I've got some friends jumping on YouTube and Facebook. First, I see you, Liz. Liz over on Facebook from our a good warrior sage friend from way back. So great to see you. Thank you. And Aaron, oh my goodness, Aaron Muir or Aaron Carrera. We have been performing together longer. I can't think of someone else I've performed with as many times. Probably, on a regular basis in Los Angeles over a decade. And so our last gigs together were at Christmas time. So, and of course not since then. But great to see you. And of course, Aaron, you're just an amazing singer. And this is a perfect one for you to join in on because it's musicals, and we know you have a vast range of music from your opera training to original music, and of course the show tunes in Broadway. We usually have a blast. We've played all kinds of events and concerts together. So just thinking of that now. And I also like to tell people to go over to YouTube on my channel if you're not there already. That we have some amazing videos coming out and have just released a range of cover songs and original music. And also I was just checking my channel today because we're just getting it in line, and I noticed, Aaron, we have a couple videos. I think one in particular on there that's got over 10,000 views. I didn't even realize that. So if anyone wants to see a video of Aaron and myself playing, I think there was one in the Westfield Topanga Mall where we put a medley together of musicals and pop music as well. So if you're interested, go check that out on my YouTube channel. Um, Oh yes, yeah. There was. And "Time to Say Goodbye." Kim has reminded me. That's the song that has a ton of views as well. So that is awesome. And we're gonna keep moving. It's funny. Everyone's jumping in on "Les Miserables" now, but a depressing lyric. But I was thinking in some way could be our anthem right now for for the lockdown. This is yeah, at the end of the day, we are here, and at what point do we let our voices be heard, or we stay in lockdown? And and maybe that last song, "On My Own," could be a very heartfelt, touching song to some people who may not be with their loved ones any longer, or for a very long period of time. So my heart goes out there as well. Um, oh, and we have an update from Kim, one of our. Oh, okay. So my friend from Chile, and we could not pronounce the name because we weren't sure if it was your name. It was because the YouTube name you had. It looks like from now on, I'm not gonna. This will be the last time I try to pronounce Nemketiba, because this is Charlie now. Good to know you, Charlie, or Carlos, or Charlie. That's fantastic. Great to know you now. Tuning into from Chile. Oh, he's caught almost every one of our shows, and this is our 12th one. So thank you for that, and good to know you. It means so much to have music listening to anywhere. You never know. The the sky is the limit at this point with the audience. So thank you, and we're going to keep it moving here with some more musical memories. And chime in if you have a request yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to The Sound of Music. Julie Andrews, this was 1959, another very obviously famous and big time show that I could go on about, but I'm going to just play my rendition of My Favorite Things. I hope you enjoy. I put a little Dave Brubeck in here, and I put a little classical combination of jazz and classical, so I hope you enjoy this arrangement. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy. right. Thinking of my favorite things that don't feel so bad. So you can't help but smile. And this is our time to at least indulge in our music and bring back memories one way or another. We can find happiness. It's up to us. And I'm so happy that I can help provide at least some solace to you in these tough times of lack of human connection, lack of human touch, lack of human performances. Oh my goodness. And that was the musical productions themselves. What a joy it was to put a musical on, a production, and have a full house. You know, when you had a full house and it was about to be showtime and the applause happened, and whether you were on stage, whether you were in the orchestra, or perhaps you were, a helper backstage. Maybe you were a stage manager or a stage help. Or perhaps just enjoying in the audience or watching your kids perform. There's so many parts to that come together in this experience of these musical experiences. I know we've all cherished our moments, whatever they may be. And again, my heart is just aching for those kids who are not getting that experience right now at this peak time of the spring. The spring concerts that would be happening are not happening, and it breaks my heart. So we are sending out love and sending out music for all of you. And chime in if you have a musical request, or even if you have a story, let me know an experience or something that's happened, or maybe something happening now. Perhaps you even have a child that's older than ours. I mean, it's hard enough with a 6-year-old. I can only imagine a high school kid right now what they're experiencing, missing these most important times of their life, at least for now. And so we're going to move on with, I want to play, this is usually my intro when I'm just vamping and trying to think of the next song. I started with this. Can anyone guess this? Can anyone guess what this is from? There's a delay, so I'll probably give you the answer. That is from Chorus Line. Kim was close. She thought Cabaret. They got that same idea, and there's also Chicago and all that jazz. They all have that same kind of feel, and it's good. It's kind of that feeling of getting the show started. But I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play a little bit from Chorus Line right now, because this is dedicated to everyone. All the experience I had. Another element I've had of musical theater is just being the rehearsal pianist, because there's that part. Oh, if you're a singer or a dancer, you were auditioning. Remember auditioning for shows, which I'm sure is not happening at the moment. Auditioning for shows is a big deal, and you're supposed to go and play 12 bars or sing 16 bars and see if you get the part. Well, I was a rehearsal pianist several times, and the singer would bring up a song and another song, and I'd sight read it for them and go through like 40 singers in a day. Because they each just do part of the song, right? So you can get through them a lot. But there was always the same. All that jazz was always one of the top songs and chorus lines. So that's what this is about. This is all that hard work just to get that role in that show. So here is a little bit of that song, one from Chorus Line. I'm looking on YouTube right now, and it looks like Cosmic Dancer. Yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's funny. We just saw the Mr. Rogers movie a week ago or so, and I've never played it before, and I'm listening to it now. Kim just put it on. So I'll tell you what. That was just off the top of my head. I'm gonna get a good version of that down for you, Cosmic Dancer. So if you don't mind, maybe the next time, if you want to come back and request that, I'm going to still use my music notes app. If you're by the way, if you're interested in getting sheet music, my favorite app, and I am not speaking for them at all. I'm just letting you know that I like to use Music Notes, musicnotes.com. It's a great app where I can download my PDFs of old music I already had in binders, and then I can also purchase music approximately for $5 each, or you can get deals for bundles of them. But it's very efficient, and then I can keep them all on my trusty iPad. So I guess I'll be transparent on this because I love Music Notes because they give deals sometimes, and they give you your birthday special, and so I get 25% off for my birthday. So I was saving up some songs to purchase, and I hadn't done it yet, so I'm gonna add Mr. Rogers and get some other theme songs. And I like to keep practicing, keep adding new songs, and so that'll be exciting. So I would look forward to that. Probably our next time up, we'll have something for you from Mr. Rogers, and maybe there's some other songs there too. I'll take a listen. So let us move on to. Let's go a little more current now. I think. What was the greatest musical in recent time? I would say in the last 5 years. Hands down, it's going to be Hamilton. Now, have you seen Hamilton? I haven't seen Hamilton. We never got the $1,000 tickets at the time. We never went to New York. We never got to. It was in L.A., but Lin-Manuel Miranda was, I think, long done with the lead role. But if you had a chance to see it, then good, lucky you, because in its original cast, if you were happened to be so lucky. And I mean, the music is so, it is, yeah, it is so profound. It's so amazing. In fact, we can actually see it online. That's actually a great idea, Kim. We should probably just watch it online. That's what we have the time to do now. So actually have not seen it on any format. But by looking at some of the music, it's very challenging. I would like to have a trio at least to play most of the music, and plus there's the rapping that goes, so it's hard to get those parts musically speaking. So the one song that I did prepare from Hamilton is "Burn." So not the most uplifting lyrics. And I can't remember, Aaron, did we do this song together? I can't remember. I think I accompanied somebody with this. I honestly am not remembering right now. But this is from Hamilton, and this is "Burn." Let's see if I can put this together here. Oh, Cosmic Dancer, you saw this in L.A. Well, fantastic. Good for you. I hope we will get the chance to see these shows again sometime soon, and this would be top of my list to go see when we do get that opportunity again. So here is "Burn." Hamilton. Yeah, now I definitely need to see it. I'm inspired. Amazing music, brilliant, brilliant music. And I was just able to get one of the songs from Hamilton down. But I'm sure when I see a show, then I can then I'm inspired to do more from there. So that was just off of just researching on YouTube. Uh, but I love the musical experiences, and whether you're in the show or watching the show or any part in it, it's always it can be a memory you'll never forget, and that's what we're doing today, musical memories. And let me know. So I don't know if Aaron's still watching, but I did. Kim is reminding me that I did do Burn with Aaron Muir that was watching. So she was my singer, of course, on this song at one point. So that is true. So now I'm going to play another musical that came out in the same year, 2015. Now Hamilton destroyed all the competition and actually won more awards than any musical previously. And I'm not sure what the statistics are, but it's up there with one of the greatest, most successful Broadway shows of all time, and just 5 years ago when it came out. And so the other song or the other musical that came out at the same time that just got clobbered at second place. I mean, it wasn't even close. But so I feel bad for the distant second place, was the musical Waitress. And there was I didn't see that either. I was aware of the plot or of how it we saw the movie though, and this song was very powerful. Sarah Bareilles is singing "She Used to Be Mine," and it's a song about um, the version of ourself, the version of her in the past. So she used to be mine. She used to be me. She used to be. So you're acknowledging that maybe perhaps the death or letting go of the version of yourself that is no longer you. So it's heartfelt. It's slow and hopefully captivating. From the Waitress the musical. She used to be mine. Thank you. I'm seeing some virtual applause. Thank you. Streaming on Facebook and YouTube. It's fun to go back and forth and see what's going on. And not too many requests coming in today. I didn't. I like to have themes. So you all know I've gotten some great feedback on having themes moving forward because it kind of keeps it fun and keeps kind of a message that we can have. But it doesn't mean, yeah. And it doesn't mean that we're excluding any other requests. So if you want to hear a Billy Joel, sure, or a Guns N' Roses, or a Lady Gaga, or a Beethoven, no problem either. But we will, oh, well, you say either, I say either. I don't. just kidding. Ha! Musical humor. I opened with one of those in the medley. If you missed it, that's at the very beginning. So yes, let's keep moving on. And I'm thinking there are some classics I definitely want to get to. This is Fiddler on the Roof. I'm gonna do a well. I'll see if it might be a medley. It might just be two songs. I'll see what I come up with in the moment. We'll feel into it as the sun is going to gently set soon here in Los Angeles at some point, and perhaps wherever you are, whether it's sun rising or sun setting. You like that segue? This is Fiddler on the Roof, sunrise, sunset. Something like that. If I were a rich man, if I wasn't locked up in a lockdown. I assume most of our money flows have been damaged at least temporarily. So we are all doing the best we can, imagining a better day where we will be out, where a sunrise and sunset will occur when we are not in lockdown at some point. We will imagine that happening very soon. In the meantime, we can have fun, we can celebrate, and hopefully make fun of ourselves on the way. And as you can see, I'm making my fun of myself today with this orange, blue, and yellow. Uh, I don't know where I came up with this, but I was thinking musical theater. You can get away with almost anything. Who knows what costume I am? I just threw something together. Why? Because I have these in my closet and never wear them. So, and plus it's super hot too. By the way, I hate not to make apologies, but it is hot. So I'm not going to dress up for you on this one. This is musical theater. So having fun. I hope you're dressed however you want to be and having fun as well on this day, this lovely Sunday. We're in the last quarter here, and I saw a lot happening on YouTube. Maybe Facebook, maybe it's not happening as much right now, and that's okay. We move through different groups, different audiences, and so that's the beauty of multi-streaming is that we're reaching Facebook and YouTube, and also our new frontier is going to be Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, stay tuned because within a week we're going to be aiming for that audience, and that the possibilities over there, I understand, are even greater. So we're going to continue to do these as well. So just throwing it out there to if any of you are into Twitch, we are just getting started on that. So that's going to be fun. Yeah. Not yet, but within the next week, it is our aim to do that, and this is the time we have to make that happen. I am going to. Oh, one thing. Mhm. Oh, do you want to say something? Hey, maybe you'll get us some more views since, you know.
I know. Yeah.
Mats, right?
Oh, yeah, kind of. Well, stripes. Um, yeah, so we had been doing 3 times a week multi-streaming on Facebook and YouTube, and we have decided that starting next week, we're going to be just doing Fridays and Sundays at the same time that we've been doing the 5 to 7, our local time in Los Angeles. And yeah, because what we're planning on is the following week, assuming we get all of the gear that we've ordered and we're ready to go, we will be starting on Twitch on Tuesday. So ultimately, the plan is to be doing Twitch 2 days a week and separately on its own, and then continuing with the Facebook and YouTube multi-streaming on Fridays and Sundays as we've been.
Yes.
So next week, Friday and Sunday only, we're dropping the Tuesday for now, and then hopefully the next week we'll be starting Tuesday again on Twitch.
Perfect. So for those of you, either check out Twitch or just wait to return on. We'll be back on Friday. That's great. With a new theme, by the way. We're going to have a new theme for you. I haven't decided yet, but I have a lot of ideas. And feel free to chime in if you have an idea as well. I'll make sure to consider the theme and the idea. And of course, themes can be, this is the first time we're doing a genre-specific theme, as in musicals. But you could hear there was some wordplay on that. So there's still musical memories. And so I'm into any kind of theme. It can be about time, about inspiration. I even did one earlier one I did was on, we did one on being alone, feeling alone. And so it could be any feeling as well, because I like to jump around genres anyway. So. But we have a lot of good ones in store coming, and I'm sure I'm going to do a classical one for you, classical aficionados. I might just aim strictly classical. Of course, requests of any kind are always welcome. So with that, I want to play one from. Has anyone seen Little Shop of Horrors? That's a classic. I think this is one of their best songs, and I have a blast playing this song. Sometimes I play parties where it's musical theater groups, and so this is a huge favorite. People join around the piano and sing along. I'm bringing back some memories now. So this is Suddenly Seymour. Rick Moranis, I think, was amazing in this, and I think I want to go see that again. That's a good one to put on our list, our Netflix. So enjoy. This is Little Shop of Horrors. What a great musical and movie. It was fantastic. Suddenly Seymour, and please sing along if you dare. Suddenly Melody is riding behind me. Ah, nice. She's back. Is that your unicorn helmet? Do you want to say anything? Oh, it's actually yeah. Oh, I thought it was just your helmet. You having fun? You riding around? Oh, it's a little hot, isn't it? Oh, there she goes. She's just riding around, having fun. Maybe she'll play a song this time or next time. Next time? Oh, okay. Yeah, tune back in on Friday, and I think I'm going to say 75% chance Melly's going to play one of the songs she's been working on with her piano lessons. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, yeah, we had some requests earlier. I'm glancing over on YouTube, and I can't help but laugh. I think is that a real request? Paulo, if you're still watching, is that a my left ball or is that a joke? Because I mean, it's funny either way. But I think there was actually a show called uh, My Left Nut. Kim just looked it up, so that exists. So if you're being serious, let me know, and if not, then haha, that's funny. But these days, you never know what the title of a musical or a title of the name of a band. Who knows? Sometimes there's some crazy names out there, so I don't want to make any assumptions. Um, but yes, oh, thank you, Carlos. Yes, beautiful melodies. You're saying yes, and greetings to Melody. Beautiful melodies and a beautiful melody. You're getting some good feedback there. Just hanging out in the background. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, do you want to talk? You stay. Yeah.
This card is made to put my feet right it's made to this card is made for my feet to go right here on these spots. That tells us where to put our feet, but sometimes I'll put it back here so you can see.
She's demonstrating how she rides this car, so it's a little tricky because hard to see, but go for it. Hmm.
Of the wheels, on the lid of the wheels right here. I'll show you.
Okay.
Right here on the lid. This is not the actual wheel. So I put my feet like hooked up like that.
That's a very good strategy. So you can get around pretty fast. Yeah, yeah. So it's called. I'm going to call it right now. I'm calling it car dancing because she's dancing to the music, but she's driving at the same time. Is that little car dancing you're doing? Yeah. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, you put them back. That's your brakes, kind of, to move. Fantastic. So we have time for a few more songs. I'm going to play something from Rent, and I'm surprised I hadn't hear that requested, so I'm going to request it myself. This is now we're in the realm of shows I haven't really been part of, but this is also but this Rent is one of the top I think top 4 or 5 musicals or Broadway hits of all time, and that was back in oh
I just
yeah.
remember. So there's this sort of trend, I guess, where you get a musical that goes really, is really popular on Broadway and all that, and then they decide to make it into a movie. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes not so much. I remember we tried watching Rent, the movie, and we didn't get very far in it. And I remember thinking like. We were both not sure about it, and I think I posted on Facebook and like kind of asked, "Hey, is this worth continuing watching?" And everyone was like, "No, no, it's terrible." So we stopped. We stopped watching it.
So we picked the wrong choice. No, so not Rent, not the movie, but the musical, yes. And this is, of course, Seasons of Love. Beautiful song. And there's a season for everything. Perhaps there's a season, maybe the season for hibernation is a little longer this year than we had expected. And it's spring right now in the northern hemisphere, but it doesn't feel that way to most of us. Here is Seasons of Love from Rent. Seasons of Love from Rent, and the opening is talking about what's the lyric? 525,600 minutes. Is that if that's correct? That's how many minutes in a year. And it just occurred to me, perhaps people are counting how many minutes we're in quarantine too. So hopefully it doesn't get up that high, because that would be a full year. 525,600 minutes. Wow, that would be a lot of minutes. So uh, with that, I'm thank you for spending your minutes with me, with us in this musical memory lane that we're taking. And I think I would like to. I want to play a couple more songs, and Kim also reminded me that we're going to have our weekly apartment. We're on the Magnolia Apartments here in Sherman Oaks, and we have this weekly massive applause from, I think there's about 100 of us rooms here or so, and there's going to be a massive applause for all the healthcare workers and everybody out on the front line. So there's going to be a big applause. So it's going to be fun for them to applaud for me. We can imagine it's for applauding for us in about 2 more songs from now.
And also, it looks like our apartment is really big, but it's actually not. It's super small.
The power of the camera. Yeah.
And also, out the window, there's a pool, and it's really nice out there, and I made a fort out there. But I didn't exactly made it. My friend that lives here pointed it out, and then we started making it into our own little friendship house.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know where she comes up with some of this. That's great. Yeah, our apartment is not nearly as big as it looks. She's absolutely spot on.
And did I mention that we named it? We both, we were, I was like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And she was like, I think we're thinking the same thing. The name could be Clubhouse. And we both, a friendship house. And then we both said that. We were thinking of the same thing. Yeah. And my other friend's name, Olivia.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. That was kind of like gave me a little break because I was trying to decide what to do next. But we are. Oh, I see. I was trying to figure out where that song went. So let me see. I'm going to add it real quick. I have a folder here of Broadway, and I think there's one accidentally missing. Yeah, before we run out of time, I want to play something from. There is a powerful musical and movie that I thought was really profound for me to watch, and it was called Annie. And if anyone's seen Annie, now my daughter's starting to almost remind me of her when she gets a little older, except blonde instead of redhead. But Annie was a very powerful, I think. I remember watching it. I was just to see the perspective of an orphan. I mean, it was really powerful. I think the other one, that's for a girl being an orphan. The other one was Oliver, where the boy was the orphan. So these two, I think, had a profound impact. I actually worked on Oliver as well. So I'm gonna on the fly here, since we're just having fun. I'm gonna do a little medley of, if I can find this as I'm stalling. Oh, I found it. Sweet. So a little medley of maybe from Annie and then into Oliver, and kind of a similar message of just love, especially coming from an orphan perspective, and maybe putting our attention right now on some orphans right now, who are even further lonely, further a step away from a family because of the conditions right now. I'm sure it's even harder to be matched up with foster parents. So this goes out to all children that are suffering even more than we are at this time, whether they don't have a home or parents. Oh yes, and Terry, I see you saying some from West Side Story. I played some earlier, but we have time for that as well. So here we go. For those of you just joining us, we'll do a tiny bit from Annie, a little bit from Oliver, and a little bit from West Side Story. Let's do this. Oh, thanks. Thanks, love. Giving me some hugs. I was thinking of I did am saying West Side Story. Something's coming. I have played that. I just don't see I can look it up in time right now. But Terry, if you don't mind, I've got another West Side Story one tonight, which is has the similar meaning. Something's coming, and tonight will give you a little positive. One of the positive songs from this musical. We did a whole medley earlier, by the way, so I played some of my favorites already, like Somewhere and I Feel Pretty. And if you want to go back, you can watch some of those as well. Uh, tonight. Oh, of course, it's right here. Bam. Bam. And with 2 minutes to spare before our big applause happens for me right outside our window for all the first responders, I'm going to just finish here with a short little bit of, since we've gone down musical lane today, musical memories, I'm going to end with memory, a little bit from memory. I want to just thank everyone for joining us today on this musical memory journey. And really, at the heart of this, besides having fun and remembering our favorite musicals, we're also giving our hearts out, or sending out love to the families of the children who are not going to experience this year their musical theater, all the productions that have been canceled. So our heart breaks for them, and we hope we're all back on track and being able to see shows and be part of shows again very time soon. So we'll be back Friday, and with that, enjoy your week, and we'll see you Friday. And yes, thank you. If you can hear the applause, they are clapping. They're clapping nice and loud. And that's for all of the Medicare workers, all of the doctors, nurses, everyone on the front lines right now, protecting us. Thank you. And thanks to you for being such a great audience every time. We're thrilled that we can share our music with you. This is a family. It takes a family. It takes our whole team to make this happen, and especially this little one here, because she's so funny and so great and such an inspiration to us. And we like to have her. I don't think any other pianist is doing that, including a cute 6-year-old daughter with them. So we like to give you content. We like to give you songs and a powerful message. And here's Kim behind the scenes. Yes, take your applause. There it is. If you can still hear out our window, they're clapping for us. That's right. There it is. So stay tuned, and we always appreciate the virtual tip jar. We're very grateful for all you can contribute, and it's not expected but much appreciated. And we'll be back Friday on Facebook and YouTube multi-streaming. See you then.